Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Patrick Show for the week of October 30th. Hope you all had a good Halloween. And also on Halloween was the Hindu festival of Diwali. It's a festival of lights, um, and it's one of their happiest and most significant holidays. They spend a lot of time prepping and decorations and gift buying. It's a pretty big deal for the Hindus. In other places of the world, in South Korea, the president, I actually laughed a lot when I saw this story. The president has now got, in South Korea, has all-time low ratings of 10% for a reason that I think, at least in the Americas, would be pretty ridiculous to us. Uh, she apparently has had a, um, a spiritual advisor that has been apparently meddling in political affairs despite having no real government affiliation. They found some hard drives, and on the hard drives of this spiritual advisor, they found some revisions of speeches, and so the spiritual advisor is now under arrest for and going to trial for embezzlement, tax evasion, and acquiring classified info, while the president's approval ratings drop daily, and there's rallies almost every day for people calling for her resignation. So that should be a fun time for the South Koreans. Over in Italy, we got some really significant stuff going on. They've had over 250 earthquakes since August 24th. Um, it's been displacing a lot of people. They've almost 150,000 people have been displaced since then because these earthquakes, most of the earthquakes are magnitude 4.0 or higher, which is 4.0 is the lowest you need to cause structural damage. So in some places, it's just been leveling like medieval villages and been causing a lot of issues. They're not quite sure when these are going to end because the bigger earthquakes trigger smaller earthquakes in other spots along other faults, and there's a lot of fault lines along the mountain ranges in Italy, so they're not quite sure when they're going to stop. Hopefully they do soon, but in the meantime, it's just going to cause a lot of problems for the Italians. So hopefully that stops soon. Coming back to America, their rumor on word on the street is there's going to be a merger between DRAFTKINGS and FANDUEL. If you do any kind of fantasy sports stuff that's going to be significant to you, those two companies are probably the largest online like fantasy sports gambling companies. And so if they were to merge, they'd have a super company that has like 90% of the market cornered, which has prompted a lot of concerns about the actual legality of whether, of that merger. They're not commenting on anything right yet, but there have been rumors for the last few months, and obviously their lawyers obviously think that it might slightly be legal, otherwise these rumors wouldn't be happening. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't think it's gonna work out just because cornering that market that much, it's gonna be pretty iffy. So we'll see what happens with that in the future. Another good development is the Dakota Access Pipeline. President Obama has made a statement saying that the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is looking to reroute the Dakota Access Pipeline in order to alleviate the concerns of the Native Americans in South Dakota, which is a great development. There's also been a temporary halt on construction on Army Corps and public land. They've asked the construction company to stop building on private lands that they're in control of. They haven't yet, but that's still a pretty significant stoppage of construction while the government works with the Native Americans involved in order to try and come to an agreement on how this pipeline can be rerouted. I mean, the environmentalists are going to be pretty mad about it. There's not really any helping that, but at least we can, fix the problems we can fix as far as the sacred grounds that are involved with the pipeline. And finally, the Cubs managed to win the World Series. So that's pretty ridiculous. People have been collectively shitting their pants over that one for the last couple of days. Today actually was the parade in Chicago. The parade ran like a 2-hour run from Wrigley Field down to Grant Park in Chicago. And the most significant part of that was 5 million people showed up for the whole rally and celebration and everything, making it the seventh largest gathering of people in human history. To give you a little bit of reference, President Obama had a rally in Grant Park in 2008, and he only managed to pull 250,000 people. And when the Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup in 2013, their parade and rally only managed to get 2 million people. So at this point, the one of the few things beating out this particular rally, there's like one of the Hajjs in Mecca is one of the only things for the sheer collection of people beating out this parade. And the Cubs deserve it. They've had a long time coming. Looking to the future, in America, when November 8th, Tuesday, time to get out and vote. So, but aside from that, we'll see what else develops over the course of the next week. I'll see you next time.